The year-long wait was over, my symptoms now relieved. I would leave home across meandering spines of mountains, separating two old kingdoms, descend down to the orchards of the sandy hills, where I had unknowingly laid myself a trap, shun the rowdy highway to witness weeping rubber trees and lonely fields, and escape again into the mountains, where I would cross the stream into paradise. Yet it was all to be left behind, the 3 days come and gone, and I would face a problem I did not anticipate. My preparation was thorough. I modified the bike for the off-road journey, turning down the shift rod, fabricating spacers to remove the luggage racks and creating mirror plugs from stock on the lathe. My luggage was fastened well and weighted evenly. My mind was relaxed and prepared for exploration. I could sense that this would be a successful adventure.
What happened to you?
I rode along the back of the old mountains that now separate the provinces of Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, wondering if the ancient kingdoms were divided by this natural barrier before even Chiang Mai existed, and the foggy history of the old Lawa kingdom unwittingly would come to its end. A once mighty army, now its descendants scattered and dwindling. I wondered too what men and curious beings had traversed this way, in times now long forgotten, the age of the mighty men of old, when celestial creatures walked among us. Did dragons and ogres still lurk in caves and beneath the roots of grander trees, beyond the ken of human eyes? I at least suspected that it was, and even still is, a pilgrimage route for monks, devotees of the Lord Buddha, as I anticipated the rock shrine that marked the halfway point of this first leg. Surrounded by his heavenly admirers, the Lord Buddha is honored here, perched above the bustling settlements of the land, enshrined in solitude and stillness. In cities and towns, talk of imaginings that would extend beyond our normal human experience is considered foolish fantasy. Yet among the lofty mountain tops it seems entwined with the earth and air, as if the trees themselves whisper of hidden truths into our ears. The modern man has built for himself a cage of speculation, mistaken for fact. Through his ideas, he has reduced himself, a noble being of profound potential, to a two-dimensional existence, a golem of artificial life. We have become like the ants on the page about which a circle has been drawn, and now cannot cross this imaginary barrier. It is a pity for living beings to be fashioned into golems. Such beings manufacture a world of synthetic understanding and purpose. Now amongst the whispering trees I could feel the roots of my heart find deeper soil. The world around me began to shimmer with life again. Even the boulders and rock faces seemed to watch as I passed. Out here, my crusty shell was being shed.
And we're out of the woods for now. Hey.
A motorcycle should not feel like a machine. It is a way of life. It's the taxi that takes you to work. It's the stallion that charms your princess. It is the sage that reminds you of the world about you. It supplies the joy of adventure. It develops your skills as a sport would. And taking care of it charms you as a hobby might. A good motorcycle feels like a companion in life. Different people bond with different motorcycles. It can happen on the first day we ride our new bikes, and sometimes it never happens. I had been quietly disappointed with my brand new and expensive BMW 1300 GSA. I couldn't connect with it like I did my old 1200. It seemed too perfected, as if the character had been removed to make space for its performance and technology. Now that I was finally taking it across the dirt where my old 1200 had lived, I realized I was only half right. Its soul had never been removed, but a new and quieter soul had been given it. This bike was no longer the rough and ready mercenary of the old era. This was a quiet and purposeful elite soldier focused on getting the job done. Its quiet focus I mistook for absence. My respect for the bike began to surge and shadow my adoration for the old 1200. They had attempted more than an evolution. The experience and efforts of its predecessors culminated in the birth of a new sovereign. The kings of old were men of great standing who were not the best at anything, but skilled at many arts. They could live in luxury, yet hunt in the wild. They could attend to their noble courts or face peril and bloody battle. A king is not an easy friend, but provides assurance to those who are loyal. While the beautiful Ducati Panigale is the great champion of his sport, he is not the king. The mighty gleaming cruisers of the world are like the decadent charming merchants who travel the roads. The purposeful dirt bikes are like the skilled soldiers of the battlefield, but the luxurious yet utilitarian GSA is like the king who rewards the faithful. It is not a slight against other bikes, nor is it to say better than any other bikes. It is an unspoken air that the GSA imparts to those who spend enough time with it. I ceased to reflect on the money I had spent and the bikes I could have had. Now in mine, there was only adoration for the king of motorcycles and wonderment of the many adventures we would share in the future. I had told myself that this trip would be an opportunity to hone my dull skills, to shake off the tarmac and embrace the dirt. But I was being enchanted by the refinement of the bike. I felt lazy and happy as the king showed me his lands, gracefully guiding me through any obstacles we encountered. This spell would intensify throughout the hot afternoon, dropping my guard and later leading me into trouble.
I think we're approaching civilization once more. Sandy out here. But it's beautiful. And it's fun carrying a quick pace, but when you end up in a place like this, the rolling hills, the fruit orchards, and the sandy road, it's nice to relax and just enjoy the thumper, this bull elephant. Muscling its way across the terrain. And to notice the bees buzzing across the road in search of pollen.
I've arrived into cultivated sandy hills, where the forest shade no longer protects me from the heavy afternoon sun. I'm happy to be back on the trails and feel somewhat enchanted by the charming orchard and the comfort of my new bike. Yet, I've overlooked something important now that I've left the highway behind me. But it would be a good lesson. There are 3 clues that I'll be sure not to miss next time. Pay attention and you will catch them. It goes to show how rusty we can get when we do not ride for a longer time, and how happiness is often accompanied by carelessness. Already feeling hot and tired, I'm about to make things a lot worse for myself.
Well, I got out. This is not so relaxing anymore, but it is good fun. That's the wrong way. Got distracted there. Not even on the right road. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I've already dropped the bike twice by unexpectedly losing momentum, resulting in the front turning in and tipping the bike. Additionally, my elephant turn hardly turned at all, and I was automatically assuming that it was all down to the weaker fueling at low RPM compared to my old 1200. I was hot and tired. Thinking ceases, and automatic assumptions become the unchallenged narratives. Moreover, all this avoidable wrestling with the bike had started a snowball effect. It was making me even more hot, tired, and careless, greatly increasing my odds of dropping the bike again. This is why practice and experience is important. The automatic thinking when we are tired needs to be accurate and true, because we've already been through these obstacles in recent memory.
Easy to pick up though, and I'm definitely not fit either way. I'm thinking, as lovely as this little ride might have been, I might get myself in a spot of trouble later on. I've had a look on the map, and I'm starting to think that this road here is the new way through. So I've come back. I see bike tracks. Wow, look at this. I'm trying to get over there, and it's a short distance away.
Follow 3, 2, 1.
Single track. I'm screwed if it doesn't work. I'm gonna go up that hill and see if I can get a better view of what's happening, because I can't turn the bike around there. Digger didn't make that. That was just a man in a hole. It's pretty steep now. What the GS just eats it up. Look at that. Oh, should have stood. It was doing so well sitting. And now I'm going to waste all my energy. Oh, does it work? But I realised what the problem was. It was still in dynamic mode. I got it in enduro mode now. Got it up a bit and now it's cross-rutted. So I'll try and swing it around.
Well, I finally figured it out. It wasn't the fueling and it wasn't my skills. Traction control was turned on since I joined the main roads on my way to the orchards. Well, mostly on. It was set such that it was still able to slip a little at times, which threw me off track all this time. Once I realised this, I became all the more impressed by the bike and the Pirelli tyres, for getting me this far in very sandy and brittle terrain. But the trouble had only started. I'd quit riding dirt for over a year, because I don't have enough salt in my body. That means I can't hold on to water. It's why I sold the 1200. Not having enough water in your body results in a colourful variety of potential symptoms. Now I was sweating heavily and in the danger zone. Heat fatigue had already begun an hour ago and was getting worse quickly. Dizziness was setting in and anything could follow. I had previously ruptured the lining of my brain just cutting grass, and brain juice dribbled out of my nose for 24 hours, choking me in my sleep. This loose sandy soil on a steep slope can be a weakness for big heavy adventure bikes when they are at a stop. They have too much power at the wheel, and even aggressive adventure tyres are nothing compared to proper off-road tyres. Off camera, I had nearly dropped the bike sideways downhill, which would have sent it bouncing and perhaps crushed me on its way. Remember, whatever you see on video is a lot steeper and rougher in real life. I made it, and it was impressive that the bike found traction and finished the climb. I think my 1200 would have struggled more. The gentler power low down seemed to help in the end.
That's the end of the drama. Isn't that a lovely view? Well, it's all downhill from here, I hope.
Not the end of the trouble though. I was spent and desperately in need of shade and the chance to slowly rehydrate. The downhill would be sandier and rougher than what came before, and if there was ever a man ready to drop his bike, it was me. I should have been standing on the pegs and slowly navigating the ruts and avoiding the sandier patches. But I didn't even have the strength to stand anymore.
I'm sitting now, and that's the thing. You see, everything's great until there's a hiccup, and you realise you're not fit. And you can't ride like you need to. It's all my fault now. Being lazy, sitting down. Haven't learnt my lesson.
Going downhill, I was using the front brake to slow the bike enough for me to process the terrain. Of course, this means as soon as the front hits a deep and sandy patch, the front would tuck and the bike go down, wasting more of my energy. The vicious cycle was already in full swing.
Here we go. Oh, the back keeps sliding in. There's something wrong with the back. Keep sliding in. That's the engine brake. Just stand up. Up. I'm getting real lazy. Foot got caught on the spade. Yeah. I'm going to take a break over there. Come on, stand up. Oh, yeah. If you've done this before, especially on the big bike, you know that the more you drop it, the more you drop it. Because every time you got to wrestle it, it drains a lot of your energy. And then you don't have the energy to react, to process, and to control the bike when it gets tricky. And if you dropped it, it's probably already tricky. So then I was coming down the hill, sitting down because I was knackered. I could have stood up, but I just wasn't thinking of it. And pulled the front brake in a rut full of sand, actually. And the front went. I had to pick it up again. And then I think I just dropped it again after that. I'm not sure, it's all on the camera. So I'm flipping knackered. Sweating like a pig. taking all my clothes off, cooling down, hydrating, enjoying the view. The bike is in great condition. That little wing took care of the business, as far as I'm aware. Mess up. So I'll rest well and then take the bike back. It's the hottest time of the day, so I've got to cool down, take the bike onto the main road and try and stand up this time and just focus and get it down, because the destination, well, the bike is looking at it, and it's that little village down there where I can get some water. I'm running out and I'll be looking for a campsite. There is a storm brewing in the distance, so hopefully I feel rested before that comes charging over the hills and right into my path, because it's tough enough as it is. I don't need a wet, rutted, sandy dirt road with a steep decline.
The small shack on the back of the hill was a fortuitous find. I was like a man in the desert who had stumbled across a shady watering hole. I had no choice but to take my time and hope the storm wouldn't pass my way. I sipped at my water while enjoying the serene surroundings, happy to be there. A place I would have never known were it not for the debacle. I was proud of the bike and thought how much more difficult it would have been to have picked up the multistrada I had coveted, or even a Tenere. The bond was deepening and my appreciation for Thailand thickening. But lurking beneath the tranquility was the last stretch of road. The ruts were getting bigger, and there was no knowing how steep the descent would be. Now fatigued, I was wary that I wasn't able to process the downhill quickly enough, and in the distance dark clouds rumbled.
There is the top of a tree in the bottom of the valley, and that's my camera pointing down, and that's it pointing level. It's steep around here. Look at the hillside in the back. Look how steep it is. It's just like a wall of banana trees, isn't it? Just had a little walk around and got the bike turned around, and the rain snuck up on me. But it's only a little bit. Soil is very sandy, coarse sand. The soil is a very coarse sand, it's slippy. You can go down that way, and you can go down the main road, so I'll take the main road. Okay, I need to get over to the right side. Hoi! Oh, I did that completely wrong. Should have stopped and thought. Come on, you big girl. Oh.
I was so busy reminding myself of the road obstacles I had just surveyed that I neglected turning onto the road. Another lesson in the bank. Now I was worried. This was a bad start, and the road I just walked looked mean and whispered of worse to come. I probably should have dropped the tire pressures too, to give myself every edge I could. It's fair and important to blame yourself for your own mistakes, but it is just as wise knowing that your limits and abilities change in different situations. The most important thing now was getting out, and thankfully the storm had barely skimmed the hills.
Alright. I got me balance. It's fine when you're going, but when you're not going, right. Let's check them out. Left. Flip.
I'm about to enter the most difficult part, the final run, and my battery dies. It is the steepest descent yet, and being at the foot of the hill, the ruts are the deepest and widest. All I had was a narrow ledge on the very left. All I could think was, stand, no brake. The skinny ledge was sloped, and I was sure the tires would slip into the ruts as I sped down, gaining more and more speed as the ledge narrowed. It would be a vicious crash. Before I knew it, I was out. Victory. It was the best feeling of the day. I had redeemed myself. It's not about the mistakes you make. How you recover from them is the measure of your character. It is an essence of manhood. It requires courage and focus and needs to be practiced. My fiasco in the orchards of the sandy hills was what I secretly wanted after a year of gentle living. These are the events that make the ride an adventure, and it is why I love adventure riding. Ultimately, the bike and the tracks are just the catalyst for the man. Riding alone is different. It can teach you more about yourself than riding with friends ever will. Much time was spent struggling and resting in the hills, too late to find and set up a camp spot. But I was content with my share of adventure for the day and happy to compromise. I spotted a guest house on the map by the rice fields and set off. Later that night, satisfied and rested, I would contemplate the treasure of adventure riding.
A nice way things turned out. I wouldn't mind being camping right now. Pretty happy to be in a hotel. I've got a aircon struggling to cool the room down. I appreciate that. Got all the batteries charging. Get a good night's sleep. Had a lovely dinner. You know, it's nice to see the locals. It's nice to stay at hotels and just see the local neighborhood. I'm not anti-civilization. It's nice to see the hotel, the people that built up this business, and then I go out for dinner and I see all the locals heading out for their evening shopping, grabbing a pack of smokes, Coca-Cola, or fried rice or soup. Lads and lassies with their stalls on the side of the road, making a bit of coin to take home for the night. And when you're traveling on the road, it takes me about an hour. It takes me about an hour from my house to get to here if I use the roads, if I use the highway. Now this place is a pass-through place. You just drive right through it on your way to Chiang Rai. But there's so much. When you're just driving on the highway, in your car, on your bike, and you're just bombing down the road, you're just eating up miles, you don't realize how much world is between your destination and your departure point. It all just seems like the same thing. It's just houses with families living in them. It's the same old businesses. You got the mom and pop stores, you got the big rice stores, you got the hardware stores, you got the truck businesses, you got the concrete businesses. You got the same old truckers. It all just seems the same. It all just passes by without notice. And all you're looking at is the next turn on the road, or the car in front of you. But when you go off-road, you take a long, circuitous route. You can only ride so fast. And you see the locals. It's intimate. You see them on their bikes. So when somebody passes you and it's off-road, you really notice them, because there aren't many people. And then finally, when you get out of the hills and out of the forest and out of the orchards, and you arrive into the villages and towns, and it's a refuge. It feels like a refuge. It feels like success. You've made it. You've made it across the wilderness. And you're in the safe place again. And all these people and all these houses put together, all these businesses and trucks and cars and bikes put together, and all these fields and buffaloes and kids playing on the street put together, they make it that safe place, that refuge. And you appreciate it. And you notice it. It becomes meaningful. It's not a fleeting blur the side of your head. And I just think that this is the way to bike. A big adventure bike or a little one. Something that just does the job and makes you happy. To have it makes you feel blessed. And then you go on those off-road. You go into the wild and then you triumph over it and enter again into civilization. Just dawdling down the track does more for me than racing down a highway and pulling the bike over as you bite into a corner, going 120 or whatever. This is the way to do it. It can't be beat. It's the full package. And there's nothing wrong with liking street riding or any other kind of riding. There's nothing wrong with it. If you like it, you like it. That's great. But adventure riding off into the wild, it offers a lot more. It's the way to do it. It's the end of the road. You can't get more out of a bike than this.
Mm-hmm.